Like a whisper in the catacombs' breath, where the sandals of forgotten scribes still echo in death, where the scrolls bleed ink like a prophet's cut vein, and the symbols rearrange when you stare too long at the grain. They archive chronicles under ruins of Rome, coded parables locked in obsidian tome, and every gospel page flickers like a glitch in the night, cause the story you were handed ain't the one that was right. I trace the fractures in scripture like encrypted design, where a shepherd turns warrior on a serpentine line, and the temple guards tremble when the veil starts to burn, cause the truth that was buried is beginning to return. There's a map in the margins where the red letters glow, a geometry of meaning only shadows can know, and a fisherman's oath scratching dust on the wall speaks of councils that twisted how the legend recall. I roam through forbidden halls where the archivists hide, where they catalog the timelines that were edited, spied, where a Nazarene's face flips form in the flame like a hologram flickering between myth and name. They drew halos and gold to conceal the device, in the middle disguised under holy advice, and the baptism water shimmer static and spark like a signal transmitted from the void in the dark. I see coordinates etched under every stained pane, a celestial cipher wrapped in ancient refrain, and the star that they followed wasn't born in the sky, it was pulsing like machinery you hear when you die. The manger was a chamber with a luminous core, a containment cocoon from a realm before, and the wise men bowed down not to crown a new king, but to monitor the pulse of another world ring. I flip the timeline like pages in a cracked leather spine, see the councils debating what to kill, what to sign, how to compress a rebellion into moralized myth, how to turn a coded message to a faith-branded glyph. The carpenter's hands held a tech no one could read, so they carved out a doctrine from political need, and the miracles they preached were distortions of sight after images burn into a crowd's fragile light. I follow footpaths where the sand keeps a score, prints that vanished and return like they shift through a door, and the sermons on the mount sound like data streams bent, a frequency of wisdom through a cracked instrument. The storm walking scene feels like gravity bent, a field around a figure that the records present, and the bread that multiplied in the fisherman's net looks like phase shift matter from a lab silhouette. The crucifix beams vibrate like a resonance cage, a containment rupture when spirit meets age, and when the sky turned black it was more than despair, it was feedback, collapse, ripping holes in the air. The tomb wasn't opened by a stone rolled aside, but by a surge in the field where dimensions collide, and the linen fold pattern reads like blueprint code for a vessel that detonates and exits the node. I march through chapels where the icons distort, where the halo mosaics hide celestial port, and I feel ancient circuits humming under the floor like a hum from the era we're forbidden to explore. The chronicles they buried under centuries dust weren't destroyed, they were sealed so the order could trust that the origin story of a luminous mind stayed contained in a version that kept power aligned. So I chant in the shadows where the lost verses churn, where apostles scribbled warnings that were never to return, and the ink on that warning still trembles alive like it twitches in rhythm with a cosmic drive. And the final revelation isn't thunder or fire, it's a rift in perception through a broken choir, where the truth that they forged in the councils of old meets the truth that was buried in the stories untold. Cause every myth has a fracture, every creed a disguise, and the Nazarene's tale has a code in its eyes, not to deny nor confirm what the chronicles spun, but to say there's a version you were never shown, son.